Supported competitive employment works for students with disabilities.
Our job coaches are trained to build natural supports when they get on the job.
A lot of agencies and schools use the term employment consultant now rather than job coaching. But what that really means is that they provide a staff person to provide the employer with the tools to make sure that the individual is included in the workplace with whatever needs they have for training, supervision, and job success. We approach it more as, okay, you have a system of training, employer, you have a system of supervision. This may be someone you're not as used to working with because of whatever support needs they might have around learning the job or being supported in a job or social skills or whatever. We are going to enhance your training and supervision skills by teaching you how to do a better job with this new worker. And that's more of a consultation approach rather than a coach approach. And so we help coworkers learn how to interact and train and provide support if the person's running out of supplies or could do it in a more efficient way. Instead of training directly the student or the worker with a disability, we'll train the staff around the student, the coworkers or the supervisor with how to best solve this problem. And so what we've moved to is more of an approach that is termed natural supports, where the environment begins to take over the support system and the job coach becomes a consultant to make that happen.
It's called natural supports. You know, they make relationships with their peers, they make relationships with their coworkers, with their supervisors, and then the job coach is no longer necessary.
It helps the business long term with being a better business and less reliant on the job coach. One of the issues we found in our research with job coaches is that not only does the employer become dependent on the job coach for the continued success of the worker, but the worker may become dependent on the job coach. So to avoid that, building natural connections is a much better function, has proven to be a much better and more effective solution for both the business and the worker. If schools want to succeed in school-to-work opportunities for their students with disabilities, they will need the collaboration and cooperation of their business community. And part of that is not just reaching out, but an education effort to help employers recognize what it is that youth with disabilities can bring to the workplace. That these youngsters are motivated, they are good workers, they provide lots of opportunities for businesses to get things done, for businesses to diversify their labor force, for businesses to learn how to supervise and manage and train and support maybe the kinds of workers they're not used to supporting, and will broaden their perspective on what makes a good workforce.
I think this is a perfect time, even in an economy which is really struggling. It's a perfect time to look at employment differently and how to meet the unmet needs of businesses differently. So I think this is a great time to be approaching businesses with the idea of custom tailoring employment that meets the needs of individuals with developmental disabilities as well as the business. We need creative solutions for both people.
It's really important in considering employment placement of individuals with disabilities that we don't think about a job in its entirety, every function of that job. Many times we can come through the back door and approach employers in regards to, well, we've noticed between 12 and 2, this restaurant, you have trouble keeping up with, the tables being set, or the staffing seems a little shorthanded. Might we offer a student, maybe an unpaid internship for 6 weeks to come in and see if they can help you out in this situation? Just kind of cutting around corners and not going the direct route of his submitting an application. But then that allows the individual to get in there and demonstrate what their potential is.
That process is a very individualized, customized kind of process, so that an employer is getting a worker that will do the things he or she needs to have done, and the worker is doing things he or she is capable of doing, is interested in doing, and will grow into as something they're motivated to do. And when we customize that process, it requires some accommodation and flexibility on both parties. So the employer may not be hiring for a fixed job description the way he or she is perhaps used to hiring. And we're not applying as a job seeker with a disability to a fixed job description. It's a much more efficient, effective way of doing business. And again, it works both for the worker and for the employer.